Hi, my name is James Shepard, and today I want to talk to you about how to sell retail merchants during the holidays. How to sell retail merchants during the holidays. So, one of the big challenges that you are most likely facing if you're a merchant services sales professional right now or an ISO is that you have all of these merchants that you want to sell. The problem is that they don't want to buy right now. And there are really two core objections that they have to, signing up with you during this time of year, where it's like, you just got done with Black Friday and now you're moving into Christmas. So you got this holiday period. The two objections that they have, the first objection that they have is that they are too busy. Okay. So, hey, I can't possibly do that right now. I'm too busy trying to make sure that everything works with what we're doing. The second objection that they have, though, is that they're worried about this risk of, I don't want to switch right now because what if you mess up my terminal, something goes wrong, what do we do about that, right? So I want to talk to you a little bit about how to sell these retail merchants during the holidays. So first of all, you have to overcome the I'm too busy objection, okay? The way to overcome that is with two things. Number one is your value proposition. So whatever your value proposition might be, over the holidays, you need to understand that whatever the value proposition is, it's going to be massively better during the month of December, during, going into kind of the last part of the year, because they're going to process a lot more transactions during the end of December than they do any other time of the year. So if you're offering them savings, well, those savings are going to be triple or quadruple during this time of year. So you can offer them value. That's a really, really important one, right? The other thing you can offer them is your service. And so make sure you explain to them right up front that this process you're talking about, it's going to require about 10 minutes of their time just to complete some paperwork. And then you're going to come in and take care of everything else, offer to even train their employees to make sure that they're up and running quickly if there's a new terminal or something like that. But you can really deal with those two objections with value and then with, you offering your services to help them get this done. The one that's a lot harder to overcome, you really can't even overcome it. You have to actually deal with it and take care of it for them, is this risk. So for them, the risk of, not having a terminal working on December 20th, there's no amount of savings that's going to make that worth it for them, basically, right? Even if you could wipe out all their fees completely, like with cash discounting or something, it doesn't matter. They're not going to be interested in doing that if there's that risk. So one of the things that I would do, and I would use this even during non-holiday times as well, is I would tell the merchant, I'd say, look, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to bring a terminal in. So, your concern right now is that you don't want me to bring a new terminal in and then God forbid something happens to the terminal, it breaks down. Here it is December 20th or 21st and, you can't accept credit card. And obviously, if that was even a slight concern, I wouldn't even recommend doing this until after the first of the year. But I'm actually going to turn this around for you, and I'm going to make it actually much more secure, much less risky, because what we're going to do is we're not going to cancel your existing merchant account. Okay, so you have a merchant account right now. You have this terminal that is currently working. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my terminal where we're going to be able to save you a lot of money, especially during the holidays, 2 or 3 times as much as we would normally save you in a month. And we're going to take your existing terminal that still works. We're going to leave it plugged in and everything. And we're just going to move it down to below the counter or somewhere else. Okay, so we're just going to move it out of the way. Why are we going to do that? Because now you have my terminal, and so 99% chance that my terminal is going to work great. Everything's going to be fine. You're going to love it. It's going to work, wonderful for you. Save all this money, and then after the first of the year, we'll cancel your existing merchant account. But what if there is a problem? Well, if there's a problem with my terminal, now you have another backup terminal from your current provider that's still ready to go. All you have to do is just grab it, put it up on the counter, and start running transactions. And so what I'm going to do for you is basically take it from where you have only one terminal right now, because let's face it, the terminal with your current provider, it could break down. You could have an issue with that one as well. I'm going to give you a new terminal, which is much less likely to break down, but you're going to be able to take your other older terminal from your existing provider, put it below the counter, and then if you run into any issues, just grab it, put it right back on the counter, and you can start using that. And then call me, and obviously I'll be here within an hour or so to swap out my terminal. But that way you have even extra kind of risk protection. So you're going to have that extra terminal. So let me ask you a question, Mr. Jones. With that in mind, with all the savings I'm going to provide, the fact that it's only going to take about 10 minutes of your time, don't you think it would be worth it to have an extra terminal here during the busy holiday season? So if something does happen to one of your terminals, you've got a second one. That makes sense to you, doesn't it? So that's how you sell merchants retail merchants during the holiday season is by going over the busy objection with the value in your service, and then going over the objection with the terminal and that risk by flipping it on its head and actually showing them that you're giving them an extra terminal. So hopefully that'll be a help to you as you get out there and try to sell merchants during the holiday season. My name is James Shepard. Thanks for watching and listening.